He is France. I am Vlad. This is Let's Talk Battle Rap podcast brought to you by Let's Talk Battle Rap.com, the only place where you can get your event recaps, artist profiles, stats, and facts. This is what we're about. That's Let's Talk Battle Rap.com. Oh man, this week's show is action packed. We're going to talk about MAXOUT Tree, and then we're going to talk about the riot. Going to break it up into 2 episodes so you get a double dose of your boys this week. Pause. Oh man. With no further ado, introducing to you guys my main man, Frizzy. What's the deal, player?
Vlad, we survived this past battle rap weekend, and the battle rap summer is almost to a conclusion. You know what I'm saying? It's finally in the books, man. I feel relieved that MAXOUT 3 is finished. And shout out to the Riot for putting together a historic event. Big shout out to Jay Black, as always. The COTY matches wouldn't exist without his contributions. So much to get into. Big storylines, underrated storylines, surprising storylines. Let's talk all about it.
Oh, as you guys know, we're recording on a Tuesday night, so you know this is degenerate hours. So you longtime supporters, you know what to expect from this show. It's about to be lit. Come on, man. Let's stop playing, player. How are we gonna do this, man? We're starting off with the pregame battles and then working our way to the main course battles. How are we doing this?
Absolutely, man. But
and let's chop on the early joints. Let's you know how this thing goes, man.
Yeah, all I really got to talk about is, I guess, the standout performance for real. And before we continue this pod, I just want to say our MAXOUT recap article is out. So let's talk about our.com. Go ahead and check that out. Everything all about the undercard and all the top performers and the main
Salute
battles.
J Smo, Q Moody, all our writers, Titus, Frizzy, everyone that contributes. So salute all the guys, man.
Titus was in the building, and he said it was very electric in moments. So I'll
salute
reference
all
him.
The dogs, them.
I'll reference him a few times in the pod. Def the Kid and Excel had a really good back and forth, and man, was I surprised because this just wasn't something that I was expecting to be a good battle. I had just seen Def, have a really rough performance with Appa, had to bounce back. I've seen him live a few times and also seen him have some turbulence, which he still faced in this battle, but much more under control and got a lot more content out and some really dope punchlines and a good performance. In Excel, he was being a vet and he was doing what he do, honestly. So
that's strangely enough, man. I felt like I was watching an iBattle main event, but on RBE. Yeah. You feel me? I'm like, what are shroomed out dudes in the back? Like the setting's a little different, but it's the same vibe, the same type of thing. So it was and we've been watching iBattle battles, so this was perfectly along the lines of that. So it was a good, clean, funky little battle, man. So it was appreciated. Death, you gotta clean it up, brother. This is back-to-back battles. I mean, this wasn't like your previous battle versus Appa like that. Oh man, that one was pretty ashy. But this one, you were solid. You did your thing, and XL did his thing too. So cool battle to start off the night. It was cool.
Only performer for me.
Was there a battle before that wasn't aired? I just want to be clear on that. Or did I just miss? I think it was I think there was one battle that was supposed to have happened before.
K-Venom battle? K-Venom.
Yeah, was that aired?
I missed that battle. I didn't get a chance to
okay, so I just wanted to make sure so they don't feel like we just left them dudes out.
Right. But what was aired and probably shouldn't have been aired? A security guard pushing a battle rapper.
Oh, let's get to this battle, man. Let's ruin the whole battle, first of all. Ruin the mood, ruin the ambiance, broke the fourth wall. Friends, I've been talking about these security dudes at RBE. First of all, you got your man with the AR-15 there. Do we need to see it on camera? Absolutely not. The content that battle rap is all about, we just don't need the visual, but whatever. That's their security holding down the stage, I guess. That's what they do. Okay, cool. At least he stays out of the way, does what he needs to do, keeps his hand on the handle at all times, and he's ready to, let somebody have it if he needs to, I guess. Mm-hmm. But then there's this other guy with a badge. And these two dudes are battling, and this is going along the lines of T Top and John, them talking about being with the same girl all over again. And the battle wasn't bad because it's like you had Hitman Holla Jr. with the one dude with Zay, and the other brother is like he was all right, but it was like I don't know. But the fact that they knew each other and they had this weird entanglement, it supposedly allegedly happened, it was like whatever. This is too much for me. Y'all rapping way too long. But in the midst of this battle, you know, they get a little physical battle rap wise, and you know, Zay gets bumped into the security dude. But nothing crazy. This dude straight does an NFL lineman move, shoves both dudes all the way across the stage, like, and starts yelling, "Hey man, don't be you pushing nobody up on me. Just don't be touching me." I'm like, "Do
you push me again? We gonna battle. We gonna battle."
You got a badge on. I can only imagine what's happening when you out here in the streets and ain't no cameras on you, bro. This is bananas. You know what I mean? And it just both dudes just was like, what's happening here? I lost interest completely in the battle. So man, give that one a thumbs down. Thanks to the security guard for ruining the battle and making himself the highlight. Maybe he'll end up on World Star, and he took the shine away from the rappers. So salute to you, big man.
To be honest, after you get pushed like that, I don't really hear what you have.
I don't care. I don't want to hear about you clapping, smacking nobody. Like it doesn't matter. You had your opportunity. You talk about laying cops out and doing this, doing that. You got your opportunity right there, man.
They made a
not saying classic. We don't endorse anything like that. We don't endorse anything of that nature. But what I'm saying is it takes away from the authenticity. Definitely a cringe classic, though. He definitely saw, you know, himself go viral on it.
Come on, Vlad. Come on, Vlad. Let's keep rolling.
Let's go play it next.
Only other person that stood out to me was Riggs.
All right, let's talk about this battle. Riggs' first round was fire. Like that was a clear separation. It showed a clear separation. The other dude, what was his name? J Slash. I felt like in his second round, he got his surf on. In the third round, he got his rock on. Like, don't get me wrong. Like the cadence, the presence, all that stuff is there. But I feel like I'm listening to those guys. That's no disrespect to him. I'm just telling you what I heard with my ears. His content was his content, though. He speaks from where he's from, all that stuff. But the similarities are there. Riggs' first round, fire. The second two rounds, he's getting all super lyrical and stuff like that. And it's cool. But I'm like, this ain't, pick it up, man. Like all this super intricate stuff. It just wasn't like his first round. I felt like if he just would have more of the first round and the second and the third and less of that, then it would have been a great combination. But he went so wordy that it just kind of, you know, lost me for a hot second. But his first round, so Riggs, do the first round thing, man. Mr. RBE. And he's the king of the trenches too, France.
Apparently so, self-proclaimed. I gotta give a big shout out to Tony, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a good day for him at the management office. Both of his clients looking real lucrative after Saturday, you know.
How them splits looking, man? How them splits looking, huh?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Wealthy enough for me to get to Atlanta and back.
So even spend the extra night, right?
Might as well. So Riggs did his thing though, man. You know what I'm saying? From his performance to the trenches to now his MAXOUT battle. I love the fact that you know, he's taking the most advantage of these opportunities. Everybody's calling it betting on himself. Yeah, you know, Riggs' experience though. I don't really think it's like a bet on himself. You know what I'm saying? This is just him finally getting opportunities. He's been around.
He's moving around. He's just moving around and being more visual now. So
yeah.
You know,
so
that's it.
Yeah,
he's got tone in his corner, so we'll see more of him now. So salute to Riggs. I do think that he also might have been trying to experiment a little bit with the second and third. Maybe he felt like I'm just that much better. Let me try some things out. You know, at least maybe that's how I saw it. But first round, fire. Next battle, friends.
He did highlight that before we move on. He did say that he did specify in quotes the one thing that everyone said I was missing, I figured it out and I'm working on improving. So this is somebody that's taking heed of the criticism and feedback, trying to give the people what they want. He's in a good direction.
Yeah, for sure. He's trending upwards.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So now we get to the main card, and it kicks things off with QB and RX. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
We here. You know what I'm saying? Tawaki. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me timestamp this. All right, look. Going into the battle, I was definitely I'm out the gate. I'm rooting for RX, but I know the limitations she has, and I know what QB strengths she has over her, and all of that played out in the battle the same way you probably would have expected it to. Sometimes RX, her delivery isn't so much the issue as it is maybe sometimes the pacing or those stumbles, and those stumbles don't really have like a smooth landing. They like have like a nervous chuckle, and then like the octave in her voice completely like just shifts from when she's like aggressive and delivering loud, and then it goes down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because the first round, I thought she had some good content. It was a good round, solid round. QB's first round was just better. You know what I'm saying? I like the holistic bar. I like a lot of little pockets she was hitting. It was probably also her best round because I felt like QB went downhill after that. And at least RX tried to right uphill. Like her second round better than her first. Her third round had an interesting angle, but it had the most stumbles in it as well. So I had it 1-1 going into the third casual battle rap stuff, and QB was just cleaner. So
all right, I'm gonna break this down as simple as possible.
Yeah.
RX's content was actually better. Like the written stuff was better to me. She just kept stumbling in it. Oh man, where was I? Oh, and then when I hit him with the gun again, and then with the and then get the fuck back.
It peaks and valleys.
What's happening here?
Right,
I could not. I'm like, oh man, I checked out. If she would have just stuck to the hardcore delivery that she came out with, if she delivered it with the 100% delivery she had at the beginning, but it is what it is. What happened. QB was the professional. She won. The consistency beat the content. RX, you had the content to win. You could win. You outrode her, but you couldn't deliver it.
Surprisingly, our Twitter poll actually favors RX on it very slightly, though 52%, like 48. And QB saw Titus, and he had his LTBR shirt, and then so QB saw the poll. QB was like, "Well, she got a lot of fans, huh?" Yeah. She's like, "What's going on? She got a lot of fans," because it's the first time QB's lost a fan vote in these blue rooms, so it was intriguing, And RX they take a shot at Caution at the end of her third round. It was weird. The camera just pinned it to Caution at one point, and Caution got a whole response off. I was like, "Are we building a matchup here?" And then Tato came to our Twitter space afterwards and was like, "Why wasn't it one of us? Why wasn't it one of us? Why wasn't it one of us? Huh?
Would y'all much rather have seen two bricks going at it?" Go ahead, Tato. Okay. Can't say you ain't marketing. She's like, hold up, MAXOUT 3 having a moment here. I want in a nickel bag sold in the park. I want in. Tato wasn't playing, son.
She wasn't. But
that dude said, he said, "Did you see me and who did she battle last time?" Lady J. She said, "You saw me and Lady J's battle?" He was like, no. No, it was home. I forgot the girl that was on the show, and she was like, "No." She's like, "I only watch the battles of people who I know. I don't want to watch these people." I was like, golly. Well, we'll get to that discussion too.
Yeah.
But the battle was a letdown, though. All in all, it was a letdown. The night is starting off kind of France. I don't know, man.
It continues a little. It stays in that bag for a little bit longer for it doesn't.
I was a little nervous, B. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, no. But shout outs to the ladies, though. I definitely still enjoyed RX's material in the second round. But rebuttals. She rebuttaling now.
Yeah, no, there was highlights to take away from, but consistency, man.
I agree.
Stay sharp.
So now Showoff and Head Ice hit the
Oh,
stage. And nobody, I don't think anybody had mentioned really besides myself. You know what I'm saying? I'll pat myself on the back for a minute. These guys have been battling for multiple weeks. Head Ice supposedly had a battle prior, I think. That I don't know
did
what
he
happened.
actually battle Gwitty?
I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he did or he didn't. I hear nothing about it.
Because I ain't see the album talk about the release.
I seen Ice insinuating that, oh, you know what happened with that battle. So maybe it didn't happen. But Showoff has still been working, and they're battling this weekend at the trenches anyway. So it's like
right.
I was like, oh man, I don't know how much I trust these guys off from back to back battles.
Sure, like I've been done for like 3 weeks now. My rounds are ready. Okay.
Head Ice is having just a round of just like it's just a Head Ice round. You know what I'm saying? The pacing is there. There's some moments of something slick being said, but there's a lot of moments where you have to wait in between for those gems. You know, it might come with a stumble or a quick little pause, which he suffered a few times. And Showoff had the aggression, but I guess just wasn't connecting. You know what I'm saying? The battle started real dry.
Yeah, it was very ashy. Did Head Ice have that highlight in the first round where he was like, I could kill you and still miss you? That line?
I think so, yeah.
That line definitely gave me hope because when I was watching the battle, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then he said that line. I said, oh, of course, the most degenerate line of the battle. And okay, cool. And then it was just, well, it seemed like, if it was like a conversation of two dudes who spent numerous years upstate. It was a battle between Kaksaki and Elmira and Attica and Rikers and a whole lot of that talk. And then in the midst of that, there was a whole lot of, hey, yo, what? Pause, B kind of conversations. A lot of, Ice accusing Show of some things I don't want to repeat because as a man, you can watch the battle and look at that, but I'm not going to say it. But it kind of turned me off to watching the battle, and my ears were just,
And the worst part is it's like it was kind of on par with Head Ice's brand from some of these freestyle battles.
I mean, if you've seen the King Los one, the KG the Poet battle, so like I said, out of respect for Showoff and them, I don't even want to repeat what he was saying, but it was just. And then he pulled the stunt with the phone in the third round, and accused. Like I said, as a man, I don't even want to repeat what he was saying to Showoff. You can watch that yourself, but they lost me, man. So at this point, I'm like, MAXOUT, what are we doing right now? What's going on here, France? I'm nervous, B, at this point. I am nervous.
Yeah, this is a battle the commentators weren't genuine with, I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Man.
I don't know if they just
this was a classic.
They called it a dogfight. I don't know if this was something that they could hear properly, because I could definitely see from some of the clips that they some of them posted, like they were very far away. You know what I'm saying? They were close to the booth, they were far away from the pit. There's a distance between the audio. You could probably not hear it so well. So
they ain't have headphones to watch it in the booth.
I don't know their setup for real.
Okay.
But that's what I've seen from the videos. Like like a lot of was posted, and I'm just like, maybe they're not hearing these battles in full, because ain't no way that they just said that about this battle. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no way. Ain't no effing way, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, while we're here, I guess before we get to where the turnaround part happens, because this was definitely, oh my gosh, man, here we go. I'm getting bombarded again. France, take over while I reboot this situation.
Yeah, you do that. I guess we're going to talk a little bit about the commentary team between Rosenberg, Rob, Fly, and Showtime SP. They were pretty serviceable as a team. I felt Showtime had definitely some creative peaks with the keys to win. You know what I'm saying? I like that idea and implementation from them. Some of those keys was hilarious too. Rosenberg Frozy has been on his media bag, and he's doing fantastic. Vlad did a lot of moderating for the most part. I felt like I heard less of his opinion and his analysis. I heard the other two guys speak a little bit more for the most part. I felt like it was there like really quarterback in the situation, and there was just a lot of little moments in the commentary that I'm just like, I don't agree. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree. And I wonder if there's just like something being translated differently because you're there. I know what it's like home, obviously, with a better lens and being in the building, especially if you don't get the chance to hear it well. But we're gonna talk about some of these comments and quotes and things that it was said because I feel like there was some illegal activities going on with some of these quotes. My man Vlad is back.
Oh my goodness, my apologies, everyone. Optimum, I don't know. We're gonna have to talk in the morning.
I left Optimum, went to Verizon, man.
Hey, I can only take what they have around here. Pause. Where we at, player?
Hey, listen, we were just talking a little bit about how I don't think that battle got enough hatred.
Yo, it wasn't good, man. It was not good. You definitely have to know how to do the 52 hand blocks to really enjoy this battle. Nothing to write home about. I'm sorry, man. Good luck this Saturday at the trenches, but this wasn't it, players. I expected a lot better, especially from Showoff, because that's his home. So what are we doing here?
And he had been really good in the blue room previously.
Right. And Ice, these are guys who he came up with. These are guys, I mean, he might have been, a year or so ahead of them in time, because he was on Lions Den. But these are pretty much his compadres. So if everyone is here to show out, yeah, Ice, you're from that era. You were supposed to battle Verb that night. Show, do something fire, but it wasn't it though.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had no expectations for Ice in this battle.
No, not that I had, but it would have been great. Would have made sense. It would have been fire, but it is what it is.
This is where the night starts to shift, though, right? We get the whole surprise battle's about to take place, and everybody's like, "Who could it be?"
I wonder who.
If y'all have been paying attention on this pod, I kept telling y'all for more than 1 week, St. Louis cannot go 0-3. They just cannot. Because they were possible to go 0-4, not 0-3. But they didn't go 0-4. Magic and Arsonal hits the stage. This is a battle that I feel like I guess it worked out with the theme of the card because it got to add to two different components, right? You had the St. Louis big three, and then the fourth compadre that I've always kind of felt a little distance from him, but Magic is just as great in his own way. And then Arsonal went and completed the trifecta that there was a Lions Den reunion on this card. Goodz had Ice and Arsonal had them battle on the same card since the Lions Den. And then there's also a little bit more full circle when you stop to think that February 2009, when St. Louis came to the Lions Den, they had St. Louis and Word War. Almost all those guys from the Word War event that never went down were on this card. Verb, Ice, Arsonal, Goodz, Young Ill. You know what I'm saying? So it's oh shit! A little nice nostalgic moment just happened here.
A little family reunion.
Yeah, and I think when you put somebody like Arsonal in a moment with constrained time limit, you could get a good Arsonal. The Ace Amin battle, he was good. It was 2 minutes rounds, and that 3-on-3 he was good. That was timed as well. You know what I'm saying? And this battle was supposed to be 90 seconds. Arsonal definitely went a little bit longer, but when you get Arsonal in a controlled clock, it's less filler. It's less for him to tail off. You know what I'm saying? And Magic's become a real consistent, serviceable, good level performer now. This back end of his career. This is his 4th, 5th performance in a row, maybe 6, that he's been good and consistent. He's battled on multiple platforms.
And he's been rocking it. It's not like he's just, all right, these rhymes are cool. Okay, he's not choking. He's completing battles. No, he's rocking it. He's got bars that make you go, damn, every round. He's got these flow pockets that he gets into that only Magic gets into. And he's been showing up. So to see him there and to see him do his thing, because he definitely stuck to 90 seconds. He was like, 90 seconds, that's it. Arsonal definitely went longer than 90 seconds. And what I will say is that Arsenal's rhymes just have more intensity to them and more aggression. So when you're watching it, if you watch, and Arsenal's rhymes are good too. So Arsenal just adds those extra elements and that theatric to his bars, whereas Magic is just pretty stand still, stoic when he just delivering his bars. So it's not as animated, but they both were equally fired. What they do, whatever. If I got to pick a winner, Arsenal. But overall, we had a good battle, and it definitely was okay. Thank you. Finally, this is some professional battle rapping going on right now with two guys with fire rhymes who care about showing up tonight. So I was finally happy with both rappers in a battle tonight. Finally, friends, we're here. The event started now.
Yeah. Now I felt the intensity because it was like now we're getting to the last four battles, and after Goodz and Calicoe goes, I know it's the St. Louis lineup,
St. Louis, baby. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the surprise battle was easily holding the threshold for battle of the night at that point, and then Goodz and Calicoe kick it up, and out the gate, Goodz is just establishing more aggression, trying to take control of the room, and he's kind of taking control of the room. This is just like you can see he's angry. This is kind of reminding me a little bit of his Tay-Rock performance of what that would have looked instead of a stage on a small room. So I'm getting that kind of energy from Goodz in this first round. Some of the lines I'm not really feeling until I could get to that the eggshell white with your chick in it. That was slick, and that's when the crowd was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "I came to talk. And so did I. Okay, because y'all counted him out.
Here we go.
Y'all counted him out. Y'all told me he cannot rap with Calicoe in the small. He told me he couldn't rap with Calicoe in the small room. That's what y'all told me. Y'all told me it was 80-20. Have y'all not been here already? Have y'all not learned y'all lesson? All right. Every time you make somebody this big of an underdog, they have none of the pressure, and the other person does. So they get to rise above whatever expectations, unfortunately, you've casted upon them. Okay, this is a small room. You think the highest level professionals can't rock a small room? I'm confused. By the way, quiet as kept. Nobody mentioned this. There's a little quiet rivalry between the Bronx and Detroit. Like Calicoe's first couple of battles early on, from Grind Time to URL, were all Bronx rappers. B Silva, Newborn, Rich Dollars, all in a row. You know what I'm saying? And you can fast forward a year or two after that, Goodz and X Factor have their situation chirping. And so the Bronx and Detroit has always had a little thing going on there. So they got a chance to really tap back into that bag, and it lived up to the hype that I would have expected that style clash to live up to. But we got a lot more to talk about in that battle.
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, France, the first round, I clearly Calicoe spitting. Goodz first round. I was like, Goodz first round. I was like, I don't know, girls. I don't know, man. You got two more of these, brother. It might be barbecue season. I know we just had Labor Day and all that, but barbecue season is not over if you got two more of these rounds. And although Calicoe's first round was fire, but he introduces this angle that Goodz dad is white, and I'm like, I don't know Goodz dad to be white. I don't know Goodz to be half white. You know what I mean? Maybe he could have a half white parent or something, but Goodz dad just straight up being white is just something that I've never heard of in all of his years of battle rapping. So I'm keeping this in the back of my mind, but the rhymes are so fire that I'm like, hey, I don't know what's real and what's not. I can only go by the rhymes right now. And Calicoe's up 1-0 clear to me. Second round, Goodz turns up, son. And to me, I don't know if he saw that. Whoa, Cal's really like, all right, the angle is whatever, but he's really wilding, and these people are going crazy. Like, I need to turn up. Like, these people are going crazy in here. And he just went ham in the second round. Goodz was wilding. I was like, okay, Goodz, now you're talking. You're talking right now. And Calicoe, he was spitting again, some of the white daddy angle again, but then he keeps getting interrupted by this crowd, France. And people keep telling me if you have a room of 100 to 300 people, it's so easy to control. Everyone's going to be quiet. Let your rappers get all their bars out. But for the last 4 or 5 battles, friends, there's a lot of yip, 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 yapping going on in the crowd and doors opening and Calicoe stopping his round like 3-4 times. So even though his bars are fire, there's no continuity to the round. He's got to stop, start again, stop, start again. So at this point, I'm like, okay, Goodz round is fire. He went straight through. Calicoe, his round is good. I still don't know what this angle. And he's stopping like 4 times. It's 1-1 at this point right now. And then Goodz continues to turn up in the third. And then Calicoe's third is like, all right, this is cool, but Goodz is kind of wilding right now. I had Goodz second and third, but I could see someone saying Calicoe 1 and 2 because the second round was broken up by this crowd who just so but ultimately if I have to, I would roll with Goodz second and third. And great showing by Goodz, man. I was pleasantly surprised, bro. I gotta say, I thought Calicoe would win this battle, but Goodz showed up and he definitely delivered. First round was a bit shaky. Second and third, though, was solid. All right, Mr. Slick. Well, okay, man. I know.
My prediction's been on point lately, Vlad. You know what I'm saying? Gosh, I'm finding the underdog. I'm finding the underdog gems in all this. You know what I'm saying?
Take it easy, Uncut Gems. Pause. Take it easy, bro.
I also had Goodz in the last 2 rounds, but there was a thing in Calicoe's second round. He was like, "When you had battle of the year, when you had battle of the year, when you had battle of the night, when you had round of the event, when you like I was like, oh, he kind of talking. Hold up, man! Like you just getting at his resume straight. Yeah. I was like, all right, hold up, Cal's. And all in all, even after all due said, which I also agree, the battle still can be competitive and debated. So like if somebody has Calicoe,
absolutely
first 2 rounds, I could still see that. You know what I'm saying? Like the Twitter poll for it, our Twitter poll for it was damn near 50-50 too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
no, I could totally see that. But it, like I said, the audience was just ugh.
Yeah. A card where Goodz and Calicoe is far away from the main story. This is a very luxurious card, man.
And listen, man, many people thought that a battle of that caliber would actually devalue a card, but it actually brought value to the card, though. It lifted it up. It definitely kept the momentum going. I will say that. But before we leave this battle, friends, what are we doing with this angle?
All right, so personally, I've always said this. In battle rap, like you can never fully verify certain things when they're being said. So it's about how well scripted and sold it's told. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like Easy's the one that actually introduced this angle. Easy told Goodz, he was like, I had confirmation that you were white. I heard a rumor that you were white, but I couldn't confirm it. So I left it alone. You know what I'm saying? So when he's saying that, he's like, that would have been a great angle, but it's not true. So I can't take the risk. I can't gamble on it. And so Cal decided to say, I can.
And I will.
and I will every round.
Now your white daddy.
Honky this and that. I was like, what is happening here? But for me, at the end of the day, like the angle, I guess, is not true because Goodz went and confirmed that his mother is black and Italian. His father is black, but he doesn't know his father. Was never in his life. So his father. They said the narrative is bursted. His father's not white, but Goodz is mixed. But he's also said that this has been open information for years that people know. So it's not like it's nothing new. But I guess Calicoe at points sold it very well in the first round, but got real redundant in the last 2. So I'm going with Goodz regardless. Like I just find it to be a super effective angle, regardless of if it was true or not. But it was being painted very well in the first round.
Yeah, that's wild, man. It's one of those things you just don't expect. What?
Hey, listen, I had my eyes open. I was like, "Oh, where's the
for 3 rounds though?" It was just like, "Oh my god!"
Where's the angles? Not real police. Where's the angle? Is real police? Because I'm still waiting for some audio tapes from what I'm saying. For
I mean, France, if we go in in that bag, When Disaster dropped his ball when he was describing what racists were saying to him, nobody had nothing to say. I mean, everyone,
Listen,
so many people
listen.
had something to say. Let me land this plane. When QB called RX that racial slur that people call Mexicans, I'm not going to repeat it, but the initials are WD. I'm not going to repeat it. I didn't hear any outrage. I didn't hear nothing being said. So I just want everyone to keep the same energy, because you go to East LA and say something like that to somebody in their store, you might not be walking out of that store. You feel me? So that's all I'm saying.
I just want people to keep the same energy with the fact that it's just like, bro, at the end of the day, like, I've heard angles. We all heard angles that are real. And we're like, nah, who cares if that person does this to people? Who cares if he's a bad person, if he's a snake or whatever? We don't care if it's real.
Up. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Who cares if angle's real? And then when you hear a fake one, you're like, oh, but that's fake. That's not real. It's like, nah, bro. Nah. Just depends how it's executed. That's why I
if his
always,
daddy's white or not. The angle's fine.
that's why I've always, it's always been on that side of the coin. So
yeah. But nonetheless, good, entertaining battle.
yes.
But at this point, I'm definitely keeping an eye out on the crowd for sure.
So now, we get to the main course.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Last three. You know what I'm saying? Titus was giving me the update. There's 100 Cardinal caps outside. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of red fitteds everywhere. He told me he saw A.Ward looking strangely comfortable walking through the crowd, just like, you know what I'm saying, not intimidated. And then A.Ward was kind of like, yeah, let them all in. Let them all in. You know? Like,
okay. It was just like that guy that moves to Bushwick and thinks he owns the block all of a sudden. Hey, come on, y'all.
Come on, y'all. And so I
don't play dominoes tonight.
I wish I got some insight on how Big K perceived all of it, but I guess he just really don't give a. You know what I'm saying? Big K does not care. He wins the coin toss
anyway.
Yeah, he wins the coin toss, which was crucial because listen, anybody from St. Louis getting to go second in that room, it could be very powerful. You know what I'm saying? So he wins the coin toss. Young Lil's first round. if you heard the sigh, that
if you're only listening to this on the audio podcast, you need to go and watch the YouTube to see how we really feel about this first round. And while you're there, hit that subscribe and hit the like button and leave a comment and hit the bell notifications while you're at it. Because
yikes.
But Big K's first round though. All fire. All fire.
I feel like I just saw a deer just get run over by a car. Like, damn, this thing is just fighting for his life now. Like,
no, man. Where's Twerk when you need him, yo? Twerk the bear collar. Yo, there's a deer that's stuck on the train tracks. I gotta go find him.
Okay, about
where you at, boys? Where you at? Where you at? 18 wheeler coming. Man, yo, chill. Come on, baby. I'm strapped in. Anywho, man. Sorry, the late night shows, man. Late night. Big K's first round, all flames, all fire. I thought if he has 3 of these, Young Ill is dying. Like, he's dead, because this first round, he was double dead after this first round. It was a wrap. Like, there's no competition in this first round. Round 2, Young Ill's round 2 is definitely better than his round 1. And Big K is kind of cruising at this point, where he's like, okay. But it's nothing extravagant. You know what I mean?
Not like the first round. I didn't get as graphic as the first round.
No. But then round 3.
Wait, before you go to round 3 though.
Yeah. Oh wait. Yes. Go ahead, player. Go ahead.
Yes. So, well, at one point, what Young Ill's kind of heating up in the second round. You just hear like a, and like
Pause.
he like reaches down to grab something. And at first, I'm like,
Pause.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Me too.
what is he?
I don't know. Something happened.
Big K is like, come on, man. And it was his teeth. His teeth popped out. Big K's like, your fucking teeth popped out? Come on, man. Is this a fucking joke?
Yeah.
You gotta think in his mind, he just kicked his ass round 1. And now he's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yo, what's crazy is that Young Ill was kind of heating up at that point. And then like with Razor, and he kind of lost the confidence after that point because it's kind of hard to rap with the dentures not in your mouth. Anywho, man, so that's an automatic Big K round right there. Automatic, your teeth, your jibs jump out of your jaws. Like, I'm sorry, you lose the round. Like, it's a wrap, But oh my goodness, back to round 3 though.
Yeah,
Young Ill collected himself and he delivered a powerful third round. It was fire by far, his most potent work in the battle, which, not that that's saying much. However, I do want to say his third round was fire just in general. That was the bag he's supposed to be in. That's the bag that hopefully, if he does return sometime soon, that he could stay in because his third was fire. And I did edge him the third round. Big K definitely saw, wow, okay, like he really turned up. He had some bars. He had some potent delivery. I also need to turn up. So Big K took it from what was going to be a pretty mundane performance in the third to adding some oomph to it. But all in all, I still felt like Young Ill took that third round. So Big K 2-1.
I actually still had Big K winning that third.
Did you?
It was Young. Yeah, it was still Young Ill's best round, and it was.
I'm not mad at that.
It was the resurgence St. Louis needed. It was what St. Louis could have used to like if they're like, yo, you just give me this earlier in the battle, I can vouch for you. I can fight for you.
You know what? Hey, at least you left on a high note. You gave me something to remember, and now I want to see if you can continue from that. Because if he does that in the first and he gives us his first and the third, we're not really talking about it like this, but because he gave you your last memory of him was something dope, okay, maybe there's something there for sure.
Yeah. And in fairness, to come back off and battle somebody that's damn near the MVP of battle rap right now. Did you see how ARP introduced Big K into the battle? He said, champion of the year, Big K. It's like, damn, all right, all the way campaign.
Champion of the year.
Yeah, so our champion of the year. I was like, all right, okay, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know the titles belonged to a league, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, commentators had a field day with it too, and Big K pulled up that to talk about it too, you know what I'm saying? So
no, commentators, they definitely enjoyed themselves, man. It's a 10 out of 10 tonight. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, listen, that it did get brutal in there. It got real graphic. And honestly, our website has Big K as a number 1 ranked performer, which I feel like there's a bit of a discussion to make. You like, or I don't see him having the best performance, but at the same token, every other battle is close. Yeah, we have him as number 1, man. So the thing is, I guess, so here's what went into it mostly. Like, everybody's battle is really close. It's debatable. You know what I'm saying? And his was the one that I felt like had the highest separation, the most graphic, impactful round. Like the highest point of dominance was from Big K. And more importantly, felt like Big K having another performance that kind of etches his run for potentially being champion of the year. Like that's matters. You know what I'm saying? You have a performance where it's like, yeah, we all feel like you're the best battle rapper right now or the best battle rapper for this year. Like that that stands out. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I got mentioned a little bit more. So maybe I could see an argument where it's like I don't see it as the best performance, but definitely has the clearest separation out the entire night. So can't take it away from him.
I mean, I guess it's all in how you look and how you describe your term performance. So if you're going to qualify it in that manner, I could see it being the best performance. But to me, it wasn't necessarily the best performance, but he definitely did what he needed to do. 2-1 clear, possible 3-0. I wouldn't dispute it. However, I did feel like there were some competitors with better performances than him that night. But
Fair enough. Definitely fair
nonetheless,
enough.
though, ARP's put his vote in. Champion of the year.
Did he ever?
I'm sure Remy has put her vote in
Oh,
for champion of the year.
yeah, they went and then he went and called Easy the Black Captain out in his post game
I
interview.
saw, man. And if you guys have not seen it yet, I want you guys to all go follow our socials at LTBR Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We're approaching 36,000. Yes, we're about to get a brick on Twitter soon. And Instagram, we always have it jumping off with all the updates daily, multiple updates daily. So if you're not following us on the socials, please follow at LTBR Podcast.
Let me play this clip of what Big K had to say about Easy.
Oh, let's go, player.
Even after the battle, so he called out Easy at the post game with the commentators, but after that he went and spoke some more about Easy.
To beat Easy the Block Captain, to end his winning streak or whatever, for his purported undefeated streak. Absolutely. Absolutely. You see weaknesses in Easy's game or why people ain't beating them or whatever? They just like him because he's direct. But besides that, he's not necessarily extremely talented at the other aspects. He's just aggressive and direct. But if we're talking bars, the shit sucks. Damn, sweet potato pie, you're going to find in the ground cinnamon. It's not good. It's just terrible. I would never say no shit like that. It's so many other punchlines.
Knowledge is so messy. Like, dirty thing you think you put in this right? Big cameras. Knowledge, I ain't going front, man. Knowledge is out there. That feel, boy. Salute to hip hop is real. Those brothers are working 24/7.
And 50 minutes of fame too.
Facts. They gonna ask you them questions, boy. Knowledge gonna ask you. He gonna set you up lovely. Man, at the end.
It's worth asking for. We pivot on to the next battle, Vlad.
What's up?
Do you personally have Big K as your front runner, and do you want to see Big K and Easy at the end of the year?
Oh, well, I'll answer the last question first. Absolutely. Why would I not want to see that battle this year? It only makes sense to see that battle this year. Although it definitely comes down to those two. Their year has to come to an end because they're pretty even. Because I had Rex edging Big K, and because of the NDA situation, this beat Easy. They both gotta, Big K's is debatable. If you got Big K winning that battle, I am not mad at you at all.
Yeah, that's me.
At all. I'm not mad at you. But Easy, you lost, my brother. You gave the man an NDA. You said you didn't. You did. You lost. You're still denying it. You lost. So they got to battle at the end of the year. They have to battle at the end of the year. It only makes sense. We know Easy said he ain't going to be an RBE until 2025. When that other situation that he's not in is not a situation anymore, he'll be there. So we know it's not going to happen on RBE. Will it happen on Chrome? I don't know. Will it happen on the Riot? I don't know. Will it happen on Chrome subsidiary, the Trenches? I don't know. But I would like to see the battle, though.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think Big K shaped himself to be in this conversation, so I have no problem people
absolutely.
saying
Yeah.
I have no problem people saying Big K, but it gets a little extra, you know what I'm saying? You got Rap Red making a poll, who's COTY? You know, everybody calling him that, and I just want everybody to remember like Easy's lurking around the corner with the same kind of resume is still in the air.
It is.
You know, from Nitty has Ilmac, and Lord forgives if he gets Loaded Lux. You know what I'm saying? Homecoming, he's back in the conversation. New Jersey Twerk, if he gets Murder Mook and has Shoddy Horror in November, he's back in the conversation. So like the convo's it's not all the way closed, y'all. That's all I just want you to remember.
See, for
The
me,
last quarter gets real dicey.
For me, it's always cool if you say, "Hey, man, I have such and such as my COTY at this point." But to say this guy is, and knowing that you're influential people, it starts to make other people's minds close off to the fact that there is no argument when in fact there is a very open argument there to me. But everyone's opinion is their opinion. So I ain't hating on no one's opinion. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But over here at EFP, every effing pod, we are the equalizers, all right? We put A in front of you, we put B in front of you, we let you decipher, and you want the truth. Tell me the truth. We give you the truth, okay? And you find the truth for yourself. That's what we do here. So we're the equalizers, letting you see what's really going on around here. Because the race is still open, player.
Very much so. Very much so. So now, let's get to the shits, Vlad. Let's get to the shits, man. You know what I'm saying? A-Ward versus A.Ward gets announced.
You decided to stay home for this battle. Why, friends?
Because I knew I wouldn't be able to fully enjoy the content there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I would have been able to have some of the peaks, some of the moments. It would have been 12 battles. I would have had to stay for both days. I mean, I wouldn't have had to stay for both days.
Oh,
but,
my gosh. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They would have been getting this podcast on Friday if you would have stayed both days, son.
I just, I'm just, my presence, my digital imprint is could be more impactful sometimes than my in-person.
All right, Jason Love.
You know what I mean? Like just, what we do on the socials during events for live coverage is people yonder for it. People turn on our notifications for a reason. They want these tweets, they want these radio roulettes, they want these clips. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, man. Ladies putting on their lotion while they listen to you on a roulette. You know what I'm saying?
They want these news posts. So, digital marketing
give the
machines.
People what they want, man.
You can't be the machine you want to be when you outside. When you outside, you being social. You know what I'm saying? You being a figure.
Lacking, slacking, drinking, partying.
They had Henny margaritas at the venue.
Oh my gosh!
Titus was like, "I'm gonna have a Henny margarita."
Hey, Titus, you better stop playing. People recognize you now, boy.
Yeah.
You be saying a lot on the roulette shows in them spaces, boy. They gonna recognize that voice. They gonna do a double take. They gonna see the shirt. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but nah. I wanted to enjoy this one from home. Like I wanted to really be like in fan mode. And while watching it, I had nothing but anxiety here just watching it. I even had I had the blue lights going. I'm fully locked in. I'm committed. Yeah. But why are you laughing, dog?
Sitting at home watching it. Watching the event with the blue RBE lights. You're ridiculous. Gosh. Oh my God. Harvey. Out of control, man. Nah, but I had to ask because the people want to know, because you, my friend, have been in the mix of this A.Ward versus A-Verb situation, throughout the whole entire run, this lead up of Verb versus Ward, man. You've been an integral part of this, as Ward's unofficial manager. Verb's been shooting at you. You guys went at it one last time right before the battle happened. You thumbs them down 1,000 times. He gave you a 17-minute space all dedicated to you was kind of crazy. So, the people don't want to hear from me what I thought of the situation. They want to hear from you. And talk us through this battle, man. What was going through your mind? Because I was anxiety ridden before this whole thing happened. But please, friends, talk us through this, man.
Yeah, I felt personally invested in the whole rollout to this battle because obviously me and Verb had a nice show. We did a podcast on his platform months ago, just debating him and Ward prior to the battle even being a possibility, right? Then you hear about Verb asking for 6 figures for Ward, and everybody's like, all right, this battle's never gonna happen. Then it finally gets booked, and he just turns up the notch. Like it's just straight up cyberbullying at this point, for real.
Unprecedented. Unprecedented. This has never happened before.
Every
effing day. Yo, EFD. Pause. That sounds crazy.
And then like, yeah, relax. And then like, it's just wild because like the battle first gets announced, you put a Twitter poll and it's like A.Ward 68%, A-Verb 32%, and every other week between these spaces and these narratives and these things that he's spinning and ways that he's discrediting him and picking him apart or laughing at him and ridiculing him and just straight up just downplaying him, you start to see the polls shift, bro. It damn near becomes
narrow.
It got real narrow, almost got 50-50. Some people's polls shifted to the point where they had Verb winning. I'm like, yo. And he's got everybody in there. He's got the rappers. He's got Gerald in there. He's got other media in there. Like, there's no one really speaking.
3 was in there every day, son. 3 was that 3 was kind of, he was playing it fair,
Yeah, he definitely was playing it fair, but for the most part, there was nobody there to really speak up on Ward, and that's when I was like, you know what? Let me pull up with this audio clip this one day.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? Let me pull up and troll you and press this down button, and then you're gonna have to deal with it for the next 35 minutes.
Oh, you got him hot, boy.
Yeah, did I ever? And I got a lot of people hot throughout the process, and I don't blame Ward. Ward had to get off the internet. Ward was like, yo, so 0 dark 30. I'm in the chamber. I'm locked in. There'll be times I talk to him on the phone while he's getting prepped, and you can just hear the, like he just was like he was distracted. He was distracted. Like you would talk to him, and you felt like it was like almost like hollow because he was so in the zone. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually, I think it was until like Thursday, he called me, and it was like a completely different person. He was chipper. He had energy. He was ready to talk. He's talking a million miles a minute. Now he's happy. I'm like, oh, he's prepped. He's ready. He's ready.
He's packing his bags. That's why.
I said he's ready. He's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And it was interesting because in the process of him getting ready, he was kind of like, hey man, I'm thinking about going first. I got this. He told me about the Glock 40, right? He told me about it.
Oh,
He's like, I want to set the tone with that. And I was just like, I don't know. I get it. He went first in all his battles this year. Vixen, Bigg, Frack. So he's probably thinking I'm gonna end up going first here. Let me write in that bag. But I'm kind of like, Ward, let that coin flip, man. Let that coin flip. And Rosenberg, shouts to Rosenberg. He was like, if I was A.Ward, I would take control of his room. I wouldn't wait for the coin. I would go first. And it's like, all right, see, this is where like there's commentators, then there's analysts for real. You know what I'm saying? Because like he does a really good job at breaking things down. But when we're talking about the analysis going into it, there's some studying that I feel like he still hasn't done yet because I've conjured the sample size from like Ultimate Madness in the King of the Dot tournament and Grand Prix. This is over 100+ judge battles. Winning the top of the first round in a judge battle. I mean, it's just in a judge battle, but it was high stakes, right? So winning the top of the first round is the most difficult round to win. Like that round has damn near like a 24% winning percentage from like 100+ battles. It's a very difficult round to win because momentum and energy can easily surpass you. And if you see that round that Verb has, bruh, if that round goes after A.Ward, like if Verb gets to go second,
forgetting about that Glock 40.
I not only are you forgetting about Glock 40, but I think he doesn't win this battle. I think it's that drastic. Turn order matters so much because you give Ward an extra chance to rebuttal by going second. All right. So then you get a chance to also respond to more things. You don't let Verb overshadow momentum. He sets the pace. Now it's your chance to follow. It's up to you to follow as opposed for you to set it and he can surpass it because that room's for him. When Verb landed how you gonna try me, son? Your people can't even take the sun. He landed that. He landed the Crown Vic bar. He's like, we don't slow down for Crown Vics. We high speed them. That shit was amazing. Watch this. Watch this. Like he threw his hat. He had me hype. I'm like, yo, this is dangerous.
The ball slapping him on the back.
Verb just raises his hand and just goes, fuck it. 3-minute rounds. He hit the room erupted. Like I can feel it through the screen. And Titus text me said that Titus text me was like, that Showtime was the scariest thing in the world. And I'm so glad Verb went first.
It was madness, man. It was madness. Pandemonium. Verb brought the whole the St. Louis rappers brought the whole St. Louis out. This whole situation, this whole scenario is in Verb's favor. He's got the proper setting. He's got his peoples there for support. There's no antagonist there at all. So him going first and dropping pure mayhem in that round was amazing. And at this point, it's A.Ward's job to match energy, and that he does, friends. Take us through A.Ward's first round for those who still haven't seen it. I don't know where they've been, but take us through his round, player.
And again, I want to reiterate, Verb's first round, he is on absolute fire.
Off the hook,
okay,
off the hook.
You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned in the prediction show, like Verb's been much better than people give him credit for in some of these last performances, especially the Suge battle. I feel like he found something sustainable in that small room. And in this battle, he was just that times two on straight the attack mode, straight aggressive
performance mode.
Performance, like
he was performing.
Like this was basically your rendition of Verb in St. Louis, which is only a handful of performances like that, and it's in there because it's a very difficult assignment to overpower in person. And so Ward kicks off the round with you know what I'm saying, you've been antagonizing me for months. It's corny and it's just sad. You know what I'm saying? Turn to Isaiah 57. Now turn to Glock 40. Oh, yo. Let's go, Ward. Yo, this moment was massive, man. It was clutch. It was needed. I know everybody's saying it's a shock factor. It's just him cussing, but the whole Bible verse that he used. I remember you said this, Vlad. He was like, if he does gun bars, I want it to have some kind of substance or be attached to something. And that was the perfect way to attach it. Yeah. It made perfect sense. That was the perfect way to attach it. It was explosive, and it really set the tone. It got the only RB chant of the night, by the way.
We gonna get to that later, man. We gonna get to that.
Then he continues the first round. Like then he opens with a freestyle because Verb had a palindrome. The stats and levels is backwards. I don't need you. I flip my own shit. Rebuttal that shit. Verb was like. I mean, what was like, all right, challenge accepted. Peep radar because you won't be peeping my radar. There's the same thing backwards. It's like, bruh, you challenge the rebuttaler to make a palindrome on the spot. He gonna find one. He gonna find one. And I felt like all of his rebuttals were very witty and clever. Then after that, he gets into these pockets. They got holla ill for Verb. They're gonna have to holla and get young ice pack for Verb. The letter pocket. As soon as they booked A&A, my phone went on D&D in the whip, bumping Eminem, pulling up to the B&B.
We're gonna be G&G.
Coming with you and TNT.
Let's go. I'm not nice.
He has so much firepower in the first. I know you probably deep down love the Sam Bowie line. That line was amazing.
Oh yeah, that was like
probably one of the best sports.
Cannot front on that. I don't care who you are. You cannot front on that line at all, man.
Line is really
good. My gosh. We said chasing greatness in front of chasing a dream in front of the best.
One of the best, like Sam Bowie. Then he gets into a perfect performance sequence that was real strategized, where he's just like, He's like, I don't care if you're fan booing. Gerald, the boss, fan, groupie, Bill, show, Stan, goofy. I'm walking up to the set like a damn
Oh
movie. He
yeah.
walks up on Verb and the boss and Verb's people, and they push him. And Verb people's like, yo, you good? You know where you at? You good?
And he came right back to
And
him, yeah.
Ward said, look at him emotional, making sure that his hand moves
Hands
me.
moves me.
He's just mad because I'm up in the Verb space and he can't mute me. It was perfect, bruh. It was absolutely perfect.
That was bananas, son. Like, was that a freestyle?
Nah.
Because I mean, Verb, they did push him off, so it just made it. It was so perfect. It was perfect.
He purposely went forward to see if he would budge, if he would go for it.
Okay. Look at this guy playing mind games. You know.
Listen, we was in the lab. We was in the lab.
Playing the mind games, boy. Good move, man. Good move, because it happened so perfectly that I was like, wow, he's that sharp to freestyle that right. Okay, all right. Salute. Yeah, what a crazy way to end a round, man. What a crazy way to start a round. What a crazy way to end a round. I mean, seeing that Verb performance also your brain has to be going, oh, okay, this is the moment now. Verb actually is backing up everything that he's been talking about. This 6 weeks of promotional run, this daily attack. He has delivered in that first round, and now you have to match that, and you do. This adrenaline has to be pumping through this guy's body at this point. Like, this is what we're here for, and this is a fight. I'm telling you, if you're watching round one, it's going to be a tough call. It's just Ward started the round so great, maintained the level throughout the round, and then ended it just fire. I'm slightly edging Ward, man. Round one, it was fire, man. Round two, France. Moving on, player.
Verb starts round two out the gate with the whole, it's easier for people to cheer for their clone. I'm black. It's hard for me to get cheers because they hate their own. People hate their own. I might have butchered a little bit, but out the gate, he starts the round with that line, and it was like, oh, this is deep. It instantly got the crowd back. Verb punching on the ones and twos. You know what I'm saying? I like that. His second round is pretty good too. Honestly, his second round is pretty good as well. This battle is competitive as a whole, man. You know what I'm saying? This battle is really competitive. And before I continue to break down the rounds and the material in it, I just want to say I feel like, spoiler alert ahead of time, I feel like this is just a battle, but it's going to be preference to how you view these individuals. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were somebody that was part of the set, like you got every reason to wave your flag. And if you're somebody that's been, in the corner of Ward, defending them, or really admired by his talents and skills, then you're going to walk away saying he did everything that I know he's capable of doing as well. There's not a lot of people I could think of you can put in that spot where Verb is just overpowering his room and they're holding their own, man.
Absolutely. Also, too, I do want to say this battle, to me, it is basically like this. Basically, this was a home game for Verb, right? A home road game for Verb. Everything is set up for Verb. Verb's job is to destroy A.Ward and show that he doesn't belong on the same chessboard as him. Like, he doesn't deserve to think in the same room as he does. And that is not what happened in this battle. In fact, they went to war. They had a fight. They went mano a mano. And whoever you prefer, you're going to have winning. Verb's supporters are going to have enough to say Verb won. Ward supporters are going to have enough to say Ward won. But to me, you have the whole scenario set out for you, and you're saying this guy should not be competing with you at all. And this is a highly debatable and contested battle. You got to give Ward his props, man. However you cut the cake, like, Ward got to get his props for this battle. Whoever you have winning.
All I would have liked for this is like the Ward discredit to stop, but I've come to the conclusion that, like, whoever feels that way about him is going to feel that way about him regardless.
Hold on,
And
it's still going on after this battle?
I mean, just from Verb's fans,
Oh, come on. Verb already let up on him and said, yo, you got to give him his props. He came to see him in his living room.
I agree. I think if Verb is giving him his credit, I don't know why anybody else shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But right. I'm just telling you, I'm blocking it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm blocking it out as a whole. Because, like, at this point, like, it should have never been a question, and yet somehow here we are. You know what I'm saying? Every other year, I feel like we get to this point where we start to question his career, what he's done, who he's been, what he's gone through, how will he rise to the occasion in this spot. And I feel like this has been a continuous story, and I hope that now it's like, all right, now I can come to a rest, because he still has a gauntlet. Don't get it twisted. The man still has miles and mountains to take care of, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So
like 4 battles in 3 weeks coming up, man.
Yeah, so the man still has a whole lot on his plate. He got to go handle that. But for this performance in particular,
can't even enjoy it. Can't even enjoy this battle. He's got to go battle somebody in like a week or so.
Yeah, not somebody. Charlie Clips.
Oh. We'll get to that battle when we get to that battle.
Take it easy over there. Take it easy. One game at a time.
Round 3, man. How we closing this out?
Oh, I actually had Ward edging round 2, and I think I got Verb edging round 3. I know I've seen people give Verb round 2, Ward 3. It's all interchangeable in my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this. This is my battle of the year so far, or at least very, very, very much in the top 3. Like, and I think when we close out the year, you're going to see this on everybody's list of top 10, because you don't see a grudge match live up to the expectations. You don't normally see somebody promoting every single day to this magnitude and backing it up. He did everything. He broke the records. He promoted. Ward said it best. He was Don King and Tyson in that ring.
Tyson at the same time, yeah.
And I have quotes here from both of them after the battle. Let me see here. Here we go. A.Ward says, A.Ward came to the set, he fought, and now he's earned my respect. He came and he got it out the mud. And then A.Ward says, at the end of the day, he promoted the way he felt, and I felt he crossed lines, but who am I to not forgive him and show him love, because Verb came prepared and he made this a movie. It was Don King and Mike Tyson in the ring. And there's a video of Verb, dapping him up. They had a conversation afterwards. It's as if he kind of just wanted him to feel this pressure and scrutiny. There's a salute between the two of them. They both realized they were creating good footage. They wanted good footage. Verb extended the olive branch after the battle. You peeped that. That was dope. I love everything about it, Vlad. You know what I'm saying? I'm very happy with the results.
They lived up to the hype. They sold it. Verb delivered. Ward delivered. I don't know what more you want. The only thing I would have liked is if the audience, the crowd, would have shut up from time to time while Ward was rapping. Once again, these 300 people in the room, wasn't quite so easy to get them all to shut up at one point in time. So it's the only thing, man. Like these people, like, yo, just let these guys rap. You know what I mean?
Got one more here.
Oh, here we go.
I can say he's here because he came. He just need one. Hey, shout out to Verb, man. Took me very serious. Both of y'all did that was good. Promoted like Don King and looked like Tyson in there. And now I don't got to do it no more.
And now I don't got to do it no more. Verb says. Now I don't. Now Verb's on to the next, piece of terror on his face. It's terrorizing A.Ward and Farrah and Swamp and other names. And listen, man, Verb knew he had to come clipped up like this. You know what I'm saying? I also feel like he was battling those demons, those Caucasian demons that he's facing in his career. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, cannot let this one be the one. And
now let's keep it real, friends, man. There's some financial incentives in this for Verb also. He's made it no secret. He's getting a piece of the pay-per-view and all that. He's gotten a chance to peek behind the blinds and see what's going on. And, the more pay-per-views he sells, the more of a cut he gets. So if he can negotiate it for this battle, obviously in the future, one would think that he'd be able to negotiate it again. So if he pulls all his powers together, promotes like he never promoted before, and delivers lyrically how we know and love Verb to deliver, there's no stopping him again from getting a maxed out contract. So you guys want Verb to perform like this, give him the money and he will perform for you all the time. So salute to pay Verb, but this time though, the pay was worth it, the performance was worth it, the promotion was worth it. He kept people entertained every single day. There was no letting up. So I gotta give him 14 years into the game. I gotta salute him and give him his props for keeping us that entertained for that long, and he's still not stopping. So salute to A-Verb, yo.
Yeah,
And salute to Ward, man. Salute to Ward for a phenomenal performance also.
Yeah, I'm not mad at anybody that has Verb winning at all. You know what I'm saying? We've had people call up to the space where it's like, Verb won the battle. Or like, what was your favorite Verb bars? Oh, I don't know what he said. He just won the battle. I'm like, all right, cool. I got to deal with those NPCs still. But regardless, I'm very happy with the results. I didn't really like the way the performance of the night was announced. I know we're skipping ahead of that before the last battle, but I just want to take the time to say that, like, commentators having to pick their performer of the night, which was a weird like system already, you know what I'm saying? But then also like then it's like we have these names and now we're gonna let the crowd react and pick these names. There's no way anybody that's going against St. Louis is probably gonna really get picked for real. You know what I'm saying? And this was interesting to me. Let me pull this up here. So Ward actually said on his post-game interview with Public Service Announcement, Reloaded, PSA Reloaded. You know what I'm saying?
PSA Reloaded, man.
He told three that he found out the commentators weren't allowed to choose two people from the same battle for the favorite performer of the night. So I'm kind of like, how is that fair? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they were kind of told some things. You know what I'm saying? It feels very compromised.
Sound like some politicking going on around.
It does sound like some, especially when Showtime says on the stream that he had Ward 2-1, but then Verb was his best performer. I was like, it was a weird thing, but at the end of the day, we acknowledge that that ain't just because you're not my performer of the night, don't mean I'm not going to acknowledge what was said in the building. That's what ARP said. That's what you said. That's what y'all did.
A-Verb getting them chips again. Last battle with Gerald, what happened? He got them chips again. Salute to Gerald McCoy. Salute to A-Verb. I see y'all. Keep on getting that paper, players.
They always got some kind of paper. They always kind of got some performative incentive, those two together. You know what I'm saying? Because last year, him and Shook supposed to be judged. I don't remember there being a verdict.
No. Joe giving out them stacks. He's giving out them bands. A-Verb is receiving them. Salute, fellas.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we go to the main event?
They gave us what we wanted, man. The heavy hitters, the professionals are being professionals. From B Magic on, subtracting Showoff and Ice. We've got a good night going on so far.
Yeah, so now we get to Hitman Holla. And
Hitman Holla. Oh my goodness.
Versus Ill Will. And Ill Will sets things off. Has a very good first round. This is typical on par Blue Room Will. Dangerous. And Hitman is just he not letting up, bro. He not surrendering. He's not giving up anything. He's like, anywhere I can claw and fight to make this a debate, I'm gonna do that. Because Will set the bar very high, and Hitman's like, I need all of it. You get an extra 2-3 minutes per round. I don't care.
I really think ARP's paying these dudes to rap for 9 minutes. Yeah, he's like, I want 6 figures. I need 9 minutes. I need 3 battles in one, fellas. Like, we ain't playing no games. It's only right. But I mean, the battle starts off. Ill Will, I called you Jordan on the Wizards, but he still had 51, 49. He's doing all this other stuff. And all this Jordan on the Wizard stuff. Man, his first round is dope, and then it come hit, man. Y'all say I might call the Wizards. What y'all doing these bunch of ball heads? And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? It's like the Surfer Hitman battle all over again. You know, the rope chain and the tank top, and now you got the wizards and the wizards. Okay, all right, but nonetheless, though, Hitman was super clipped up. He rapped so long that even if you had Will winning, he just kept shooting and shooting, and he's gonna hit on a lot of them. And his miss percentage was drastically lowered from the easy battle, drastically lowered. And Hitman has these pockets, man. I know everyone talks about the AMG mode, but if you know about the Beamers, they got the M mode, they got the M1 button and the M2 button, and holla every once in a while, he be hitting the M1 button and switching M2 button, switching it on you. So he was changing gears, man. Yeah, close round. If I have to, I'm edging it to Holla. He was doing a lot, yo, a whole lot.
Yeah, that's how I called it too. And I had Will in the third round, but I guess I had Hitman pretty much edging those first two. And let me say,
Even
man,
the third could be debated too, man.
let me say, man, Hitman heavy underdog going into the battle. Another 80-20. Y'all got to stop doing these 80-20s, man. Y'all got to stop counting out these professionals that's been here 10 years in these small rooms. Like, they can rise to the occasion, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he did just that, honestly. I got to give him credit. The first thing he does after he gets off the stage, I see a screenshot of our Twitter poll. Like, oh,
I saw that.
all right. He feels like he won. What'd you say?
Right, yeah, that's a salute to Holla, man. You know,
yeah.
After that last bout, I got a little shaky with everyone in the community and all that, but it's all good. We get it.
Yes,
You're so used to being on the other side of things, but he definitely bounced back. And salute to him for saying, I heard y'all. I stepped back. I did some analyzing. I listened to some of the stuff that, you know, people were saying to see if it was valid or not, to take the critique and the valid criticism. And salute to him for working on his game and analyze and actually admitting that, you know, because we ain't here to just get jokes off and laugh at folks. Like, we want to see the best quality battles possible. So when we know that these people who can deliver a higher caliber performance are not delivering that, and with our consumer eyes, we can see perhaps where they might be lacking at. Sometimes it's worth just listening to those who are on the other side, just receiving this content. So he definitely made improvements, and he kept the pace up. He kept the speed up a lot more for this battle. And once again, it ain't 1,500 people versus 300, and it ain't people booing him out the gate. You know, it's very warm and welcoming in there. You know, it's like that late night after work. So it's a different environment than that stage. You know what I mean? So Hitman, salute. Ill Will, salute. They both put on, performed. Big Gerald made an appearance once again.
Yes, he did.
He did. But however you call this battle, call it how you want to call it. I got Hitman with a slight edge. I've watched it twice, but you're going to enjoy this one if you haven't seen it.
Big salute to AARP and RBE. The Blue Room has cultivated very special energy this year. You know, they've had a successful year. They've been able to take these big main mega matches that probably should be in a big stage and put them in this room to capture its best chance of having good footage. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, no matter how well style matchup is lined up, there's no guarantees for good content. And once you've accepted that there's no guarantees, you try to mitigate as much risk as possible. Let me get them to perform while the crowd still has energy. Let me make sure they have enough prep time. Let me make sure, you know, the environment's right, the microphones is good, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's been able to curate that, and it paid off, man. You know, this is another event that I would say is probably a 9 out of 10, just as good as Divide and Conquer 1, just on par with all of his other Blue Room events, and probably as of now, I guess the best event so far this year, most talked about event so far this year for sure.
Listen, the main battles, 4 out of 6 of them, 2 thumbs up. The other one, just keeping it 100. But the heavy hitters, though, they all showed up. But I enjoyed the night. They did their thing, man. That they've secured a room where people get their bars off. You know, they got a little unruly at times throughout the night. It's getting a little bit more out of hand now. There's a lot more murmuring going on in the audience now. But nonetheless, though, another successful event. 8.5 for me. You know, I'm not going to be too critical of the early card, folks, but the main bulk of the card, they did their thing. And when you have a grudge match like that delivers, that gives you extra points. When you have a main event with a guy like Hitman and a guy like A.Ward, and they deliver, that definitely gives you some extra points. You know, you get a surprise battle that adds on to the card, that actually uplifts the card. You got to give that points. And for a battle that many people were just kind of like, oh, okay, we'll see what Goodz and Cal does. Surprisingly entertaining. Like, you know, definitely enjoyed myself. So it was a good night. 8.5 for me. You know, solid night though, man. RBE did their thing once again.
MAXOUT 3 is in the books, man.
Oh, another Tuesday night. Oh my gosh, it's Wednesday morning now over here. We got another episode to go, player. You know what I mean? But for those of you tuned in all the way to the end, log on to letstalkbattlerap.com. Follow us on all socials at LTBR Podcast. And we will see you guys again next week. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe, comment, like, all that. See you next week. Peace.